All right, folks, with the advanced world of technology where texting is a preferred form of communication for some, there used to be a time when a handwritten note, you had to pick up one of these things. We'll explain what it is a little later on. Our Evanne Armour talks with an author about the value of the handwritten word.
Our next guest uses her experience to help strengthen other people's relationships and help them create more happiness and joy in their everyday lives. We're really excited to have Dara Kurtz. She's an author and a blogger making her Virginia This Morning debut. Good morning.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you, and we're really excited for this conversation. You're going to walk us through ways that we can help create meaningful connections in our own lives. And as I mentioned, you use your personal experience to do this, and something that you discovered years ago really helped sort of transform your life. Tell us about that discovery.
So 20 years after my mom passed away, thanks to a random sequence of events, found a Ziploc bag of letters in my house. And the letters were written when I was 9 years old and I first went to sleepaway camp until I graduated from college. And they were mostly written by my mom and my two grandmothers. And I was blown away when I found this bag of letters buried at the back of a drawer in my den. And I could not believe how much relevance and wisdom the letters contained. And it was an unbelievable discovery that changed my life.
I can't even imagine finding something with that much meaning and value so many years later. How did it make you feel to find that and have that in your hands?
So when I opened the bag of letters, there were over 100 different letters, and I sat on the couch and started reading them, and then I couldn't stop. And I started crying what Oprah calls the ugly cry because, I felt like I was having a conversation with my mom, and it had been 20 years since she passed away. And reading these letters, I could feel her personality. I could hear her voice. And I also got a much needed dose of her wisdom. And I was just blown away by how relevant they were and how the wisdom was timeless. And it was just an incredible gift.
And it really is proof of one of the things that we're going to be talking about today, and that is the power of the written word. In such a digital age, so many of us are shooting off texts or emails, but just putting pen to paper can have a really big impact.
I love that you say that because, yes, there's nothing like holding a letter that someone that you loved took the time to write, and just seeing her handwriting and my grandmother's handwriting. And a lot of the letters were written when my mom was raising her kids, which that was me and my brother. And I got to have sort of a little bit of a glimpse into who she was as she was raising her kids. And I never really got to know my mom from that perspective. And so it was just amazing to be able to hold the letter, see her personality. You just get a glimpse into her normal daily life. And there's nothing like that. We write texts to people and we have emails, but it's a completely different experience when you're holding a handwritten letter.
It's like having a piece of her there with you so many years later. You say that there are 3 different types of letters. What are those 3 types of letters? I'm curious.
So after I read all the letters, I dumped them all out on the table behind me, and I realized that there were really 3 different kinds of letters. There's the just because letter, which is what it sounds like. These are letters that were written because my mom just wanted to say hi. She was thinking about me, and she just was talking about what she was doing in her normal daily life. And the beauty of that letter is that I really got a glimpse into who she was and what she was going through. And there was no agenda. The next kind of letter is the special occasion letter. And those were letters that were written to me when I had a big birthday, when I turned 16, or when I graduated from college, when I got engaged, just, a special occasion. And so those letters have a little bit more intention in them. There's a little bit more thought. And then the last letter is a legacy letter. And that's a letter that's written to be given when the person passes away. And the morning of my mom's funeral, my dad came into my room and he said, I have a letter for you from your mom. And she had written a letter to me and my brother and my dad. And that just having that letter and experiencing that is the ultimate gift that anyone can give to people that they love and care about. But it also taught me something, because my mom wrote that legacy letter when she was very, very sick. And it's really a beautiful gift if you can write that letter when you're healthy and when you don't plan on anything happening to you, because you can put a lot of intention behind it. And I know that there was a lot of things that my mom, she just wasn't able to tell me because she was so sick. But I was so grateful to have that letter and to receive that. And it's just the ultimate gift to give that to your loved ones.
Such a special gift for you to have. Now, is this sort of a family tradition that you'd recommend other families maybe try out?
Absolutely. In my book, I talk a lot about the different kinds of letters and how to write a legacy letter. And there's so many different ways you can structure it, what to put into it. A lot of times people say to me like, Dara, I don't know how to start, or I'm not comfortable writing. I want to type it. And, at the end of the day, there's no rules. If you feel like you want to type a letter, then type the letter. I will say, print it out and give it to someone and put it in a special envelope, because a lot of times we email things and they get lost and we never have them. And so I would say with the legacy letter, especially, you want to put a lot of intention behind that, but it is an incredible gift. And I absolutely recommend that people think about doing this for their families.
Dara, that is such a special gift, such a great suggestion for families at home to start implementing into their own lives. We appreciate your time this morning. Dara's blog is called Crazy Perfect Life, and her latest book is called I Am My Mother's Daughter: Wisdom on Life, Loss, and Love. We'll be sure to link to that on our website by early this afternoon. Thanks, Dara.
Thank you for having me.